Hey there, Nashville. Gale here, organizer of the 2019 Global Game Jam that is taking place in Nashville, January 25th, 26th, 27th of 2019 at the Wandry at Vanderbilt University. And starting about Friday and going through until about last night has been a really hectic time, but it's when everything just sort of came together and a lot of things about the Game Jam have been finalized, and I'm really excited to share those with you in today's update. Got a lot to go over. Maybe one of the longer videos. I know people probably don't want to watch 15-20 minute video about the Global Game Jam, but that's how much I love it. That's how excited I am that all these things are finally coming together. I'll try to keep it short, but there's a lot of important things to talk about. The first is that our GoFundMe campaign is very close to reaching its goal, and I'm really appreciative of all the sponsors and individual donors who have stepped up to contribute to this event financially. I want to take a moment to recognize some of those major sponsors. Coming back is the Nashville Software School, being one of our main sponsors with more than a $500 contribution. And the Nashville Software School is definitely the place where you can learn how to code if you're interested. I've got their website link in the video description, NashvilleSoftwareSchool.com. And also, I know a lot of students and alumni from NSS participate in the Game Jam. I've been on teams with NSS students and graduates before, and they always bring a really high skill set, especially for programming, to the projects at the Game Jam. So I'm really excited to see what the NSS folks are able to create this year, and also really appreciative for their sponsorship. We have a new sponsor this year, Benson Studios, down in Smyrna, Tennessee, and really thankful to you guys. The Benson team has been at the Game Jam we did at the Adventure Science Center last summer, made a lot of great stuff there, and I'm really excited also for what their team can bring to the Game Jam with their expertise. You know, I get questions a lot of times about people looking for Unity programmers or developers in the area that maybe they could contract some work out on projects, and I think Benson Studios is your team for that. I've just had a brief opportunity to meet some of the people and talk to them about some of the cool HoloLens projects and Unity projects they're doing down there in Smyrna. So I think you want to get into contact with them if you're looking for some help on developing your own video game idea, and again, appreciative of their sponsorship and excited for their participation in the Game Jam. New sponsor, in a way, I guess, Cat Pants Games. This is longtime active member of Nash Game Dev, John Saba's new sort of project studio. And if you've been keeping track of John's work, he has been working for a long time on this game, Oren's Table, which finally released in December. And we've all been really proud of John for the work he's put into it, and really excited because it's a really clever puzzle game, sort of based on ideas from chess. You have these different pieces that have these different types and different numbers of moves, and you have to get them into these squares. So it is definitely a lot of fun. As it says here, 100 handcrafted puzzle levels, free to download, and just a few bucks to unlock the rest of it. So that is Oren's Table on iOS. Definitely give that game a download. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It looks like a lot of fun. And thanks to John and Cat Pants for their sponsorship. And you know, in the hustle and bustle of being the organizer for the Global Game Jam, I forgot to recognize our very first sponsor at the $250 level on the GoFundMe campaign, which was actually me, John Gale, aka John Sensei, and I have my game out there called Hiragana Breaker, which helps you learn your basic Japanese alphabet. And so in addition to being an organizer and have to pay all the bills up front, I'm putting $250 of my own money into making this event possible, because again, I was one of these people, maybe like you watching this, who I had no game design or programming skills whatsoever. I was hanging out in this group, I was learning what I had to learn, and I put my own game out there. And I know it can happen for you too. We are there to help you, and the Global Game Jam is an event there to help you, and so I'm happy to support it. And also, huge thanks to our new individual donors this round, people who've just been chipping in their own money. And when I've been plugging the individual donations, I've been asking for $5 donations to GoFundMe because that's the minimum the platform accepts. And people have just really stepped it up with $25, $50, $70, $75 donations. And I'm really appreciative of that. This time we need to thank individual donors Michael Gale, which happens to be my brother. He's actually coming in from DC to be a part of the Game Jam, so I'm excited about that too. Then Michael put out the word and got my cousin, Ben Johnstone, to chip in some money too. Ben's also in the DC area. He won't be able to come out for the event, but Ben, I'm thankful for your contribution to that. And Daniel Vitale, not related, but he did contribute very generously to the GoFundMe page. You know what? All you individual donors who have contributed something so far, your total contribution of just individual people chipping in has totaled $240. That is just a few bucks shy of a major t-shirt level sponsorship. T-shirt sponsorships started at $250. So just individual people putting down what they could has equaled the amount of funding of a major sponsor that we did not have to hustle and try to get that money from. So congratulations, guys. And again, thank you all so much for chipping in and making this possible. Now, we're past the point now where we're accepting those major sponsors at $250 or above, and I'll tell you why. And we're almost there. As you can see, we're $2,815 of our $3,000 goal. That's amazing. And we do have another sponsor, more sponsorship money coming down the pipeline that's going to kick us over that amount. But what I'd really like to see happen, guys, is, again, just small $5 individual contributions from the 1,000 people in the Nash Game Dev Facebook group to kick us up to that $3,000 level, because even if we go over to $3,500 or $4,000, we can have a lot of unexpected incidental expenses. The example, which did happen in 2018, is the venue's janitorial staff had to go through and make extra trash runs and cleaning runs than was originally scheduled for and expected, because we had more people than we expected. And those janitorial staff, they had to be paid for their hard work. So that was an expense that came as a surprise, and it came after the event happened. So we do need to have some amount of money in our coffers to plan for those type of expenses. And to me, if the janitorial staff has to do more cleaning runs because we have so many people, to me, in a way, that's a good problem. That means we're having a lot more people register and participate, which is something that we want. And also, like I said last time, if you throw in $5 donation right now, we put that towards the food fund. We can get more food for people so they don't have to go out. They can stay at the venue, get some pizza, and concentrate jamming on their project. And that could also save you some money over the course of the weekend, having to go out to restaurants all the time. So we're still accepting individual donations. I'd like to encourage you to participate in supporting the Nashville game development scene and giving a contribution. And again, I'll tell you guys why I've appreciated the contributions so far. The real expenses as of last night to put on this event that I've had to pay on my own credit card out of my own pocket have been $1,530.50. And just the way that Nash Game Dev is organized, and me as the organizer, I'm the one personally on the hook for that. And to be honest, it's been kind of tough, and it's been kind of scary at times. But as we see there, it's you all, it's Nashville, the developers and studios who came in to sponsor, and you individual donors who contributed to the GoFundMe. You stepped up, you put in the money, and we've been raising the funds and paying our bills, paying this amount of money. So I just wanted to thank you all for that very much. It had been something I was really worried about, getting this event funded, and so far so good. We are doing it. So here is a breakdown of that amount spent so far in full transparency with receipt images and everything. The first expense was the deposit on the venue to Vanderbilt events. We do have a lot of support from the Wondery at Vanderbilt where we host this event, but Nash Game Dev also needs to pay our share, a significant portion of those venues cost. So the deposit was $700. I still need to go sometime next week to pay the remaining balance that we owe on the venue, which could be again another $700. So that's one of our major expenses that we need to raise the money for, and there's the receipt for that first expense. Part of our contract with Vanderbilt Events is we need to carry a required amount of insurance, and we've got that, and here is the receipt for that insurance, $127.14 paid, and we've got the insurance policy on file and recovered. We still have a lot of rules. Just because we have insurance doesn't mean we can break stuff and burn the place down. We have a lot of rules about safety and keeping the venue clean, which we'll cover at the event and a little bit more in these updates. And last night we placed the order for the 2019 t-shirts. That expense came to $703.36. So there have been all the major expenses so far to put on the Global Game Jam, and we have been funding them as we go along. So thank you all for your support. Again, can't thank you enough on it. And speaking of the t-shirts, it is time to reveal the design and look of the 2019 Global Game Jam Nashville t-shirts. And here we go. I'm going to put that on full screen for a moment just so we can absorb the awesomeness. There are what the t-shirts are looking like. If you registered for the event before January 5th, you are guaranteed a free t-shirt in your size. Want to thank Jake Grizzly Pierce, again at Grizzly Pierce on Twitter, for coming up for that initial logo design, and Terrence Boyce, our graphic designer from Benson Studios, who did the t-shirt design and got the artwork uploaded. Last night, Terrence and I were going back and forth in a lot of emails to get everything finalized and the order placed. So I really like that design. Looking pretty slick. A lot of us who work with all the different windows in our platforms, to do game design, we can probably definitely relate to all of that's going on the t-shirt. So there is the t-shirt. Okay. Now with the t-shirts ordered, the deadline passed. To get a t-shirt, you can still register for the event. What we need to focus on now as a group with the Game Jam is getting as many people involved as possible. And a lot of people may be looking at the Game Jam and they may think, well, I don't know how to program, or I'm not an artist or a sound designer or a musician or anything like that. What can I do? Hey, anybody can carry a box. Anybody can clean up trash. And you may not think that has anything to do with game development, but for this event, it's actually really important to have volunteers helping out with the event. And volunteering at the Game Jam is a great way to network with members of the group who do have those skills, maybe skills you would like to learn and be mentored in. This is a great way to get your foot in the door. And anyone, even if you do have the skills, we need volunteers to do a variety of tasks. What you do, I have the link in the video description for a site we use called signup.com, and John Saba, who's our volunteer coordinator and Cat Pants Game Orange Table sponsor. John's done a lot of work to get all the shifts that we need to put on this event. So we need people helping with setup, people helping with registration, people helping with cleanup at different times throughout the day, putting the food out, making sure that's all organized, and in cleaning up and breaking down for the event. All those shifts and responsibilities are on signup.com. You just go on there and sign up for when you're available. You could volunteer the whole time, essentially. And anyone, especially I know a lot of students, need to get community service or volunteer hours for their programs. This counts, and I'm happy to sign off on volunteer hours. And if you need something to do at the Global Game Jam, trust me, I can put you to work because we're going to need the help. So please spread this link with your different student groups or game development circles and help us get the event fully staffed. The more people who volunteer, the better, of course, and we'll just let everything run smoothly by people contributing with their volunteer help. And again, we want to get as many people involved, participating in the event, developing their skills, developing their network, and that starts just with registering for free on the Eventbrite page. I have the link for that in the video description. That's the first step. We also need people to register on the Global Game Jam site, which is also in the video description. But please register on Eventbrite. We don't have a guarantee for a t-shirt, but we definitely want you participating in the Global Game Jam. Anyone is welcome. Any skill set is welcome. Minors do need to be accompanied with a parent or guardian at all times, but please still register and participate in the Global Game Jam January 25th, 26th, 27th of 2019, and I will see you sometime later in another update video in Nashville.